Kia ora. Hello. Hey, lovely to have you join me this evening. Hopefully you've had an amazing day. I don't know where you are in New Zealand tonight, but here in Auckland we have had the most stunning day. Hands up in the air if you're from Tamaki Makaurau. Wasn't it just beautiful? Barely a cloud in the sky. Hopefully that was the same for everywhere else in New Zealand too. I haven't had a chance to check out the weather, I must admit, but hopefully you've had an amazing day, whatever kind of day it was. Hey, so how many of us are here? Shall I have a quick look and see? Have we got anybody joining us on YouTube yet? How about on Facebook? Let's have a quick look here. And I can even have a look on Instagram tonight. I've got it sorted. Didn't quite have the technology quite right last time, did I? Here we go. Let's see. Are we live on Instagram? Here we go. I'll turn the volume down, otherwise you will hear me twice. Hello, Itty Bitty Beats. Yay. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, Pug Manor. And Sophie. Hello. I wonder if Brendan is there too. Hopefully. Hello, Xavier. Hello, Ethan. Hello, Caitlin. Oh, good. Great to have you join us. Hello, who else is here? Alexa, Les. Awesome. Great. And I have another quick look here at Facebook. Hello, Anna Marie. Hello, Amanda. Who else? Hello, Lauren. And Bryce. Hey, great to see you here. Now, there'll probably be a few more a little bit later as more people join. What about YouTube now? Oh, I've managed to close that tab. That was clever, wasn't it? So, was your day good? Oh, hopefully. Tell you what, it's always a little bit chaotic for us just before we start going live. But today has been a really relaxing day. The kids and I went for a walk underneath the Auckland Harbour Bridge and it was just stunning. I should have actually shared a photograph of it, but I'll maybe do that later on tonight. It was just beautiful and so nice to be out in the sunshine, breathing in the fresh air and not stuck inside. I know that around the country there's been beautiful weather over the last few days, so hopefully you had another one of those today. Now, shall we, now that everybody's here and getting settled, have you got your hot water? Oh, I didn't get mine. I better say, it's our time, kia ora talofa. It's our time, our special time of day. It's our time, just you and me together. It's time to say hello, g'day, kei te pehea koe. How are you, my friend? Hopefully, ka pai. Now, where were we? We were reading, this time round, Elastic Island Adventures, Rainbow Cove. Now, last night I said the title of this book several times without saying it correctly. Elastic Island Adventures. And this is book Rainbow Cove. Now there are 5 books in this series and I said there were only 4. And that's because I hadn't realised that I actually received the 5th book. But here we go. This is book number 1, Jewel Lagoon. Book number 2 is Port Magaloo. Book number 3 is the book that we're reading, Rainbow Cove. Book number 4 is Alphabet Resort. And book number 5, which was in a pile of books that I've got ready for review. Now, I'm not going to get a chance to review them anytime soon with kids are out in Auckland because, hey, we're stuck in lockdown 4 and we can't do anything. But this is The Kingdom of Blong. And do you remember who Blong is? Oh, Blong's the cat. Let's have a look here. Blong belongs to Emma. Emma is this lovely young lady here. Ethan is her twin brother. Kiri is this gorgeous girl here, and that is Jed. This is Blong, Emma's cat. And I'll give you a sneak preview here of somebody we're hopefully going to meet tonight in the next chapter. Actually, why don't I tell you now about Karen McMillan, who is the author, has very kindly offered 5 copies of this book to give away tonight. I probably won't get it in time for you to be able to join me in the chapters, but why don't we do the competition tonight and then you know that this book is on the way to 5 people. Maybe I'll give 2 away on Instagram and maybe 3 away. That's 5, isn't it? Yep. And 3 away on Facebook. Okay, so I'm not too sure how to do the old YouTube giveaway, but we'll do it this way. And I need you to comment in the comments below who is either your favourite character or your favourite thing about the book so far, okay? And then we'll do a random. I'll get Karen to choose randomly the 5 winners. How about that? Sounds fair? Okay, let's do it. Start commenting, okay? Where were we? We'd met the kids. This is the 3rd book. They're all standalone stories. You can read any of them at any time. But they have found an amazing island just off Browns Bay. Browns Bay in Auckland, maybe? Imagine it. This just off Browns Bay is this island. They step onto it, they hold onto a palm tree, and then they go pinging like a piece of elastic pew, to another part of the world where they go to an incredible island. There's been a couple of dangerous adventures in the first 2 books, and they're hoping that there's no danger in this one here. It's the first time that Blong the cat has joined them on the adventure. So, we are at chapter 3. They went to Stinky Fish Reef first, weren't impressed by that, and now they're heading off to Rainbow Cove. Are you nice and comfy? Ready for a story? Well, let's begin. Rainbow Cove was so beautiful that everyone on Elastic Island, even Lockie, that loud lorikeet, gasped out loud in awe when the island finally stopped, nestled against its beach. Brilliant white sand shone in the sunshine. The palm trees swayed in the breeze, and their leaves were a radiant green, unlike anything they'd ever seen before. The sky was such a vivid blue, it almost didn't look real. Up off the beach was a vibrant town, all the buildings painted in sunny, dazzling hues. It was beyond being picturesque. Kiri felt that they were walking onto a painting as she stepped onto the beach. It was so colourful and pleasing. Emma smiled as Blong disengaged himself from her neck and lowered himself into her arms. "Oh, my head hurts," Blong whimpered. "I feel dizzy. I'm not sure I like riding Elastic Island." "Oh, poor Blong. But look, the island is so beautiful," said Emma, looking around as she stepped onto the sand holding Blong and her cardigan. "Oh, I'm so pleased we have come to this island." "Yeah, it does look all right, I suppose," said Ethan grudgingly. He'd wanted to go to the Stinky Fish Reef. It does look all right," said Ethan grudgingly, following her onto the island. "Welcome to Rainbow Cove, children," said Mr. Jolly Bowler proudly. "We hope you'll enjoy your stay at one of our premier luxury destinations." Jed stepped onto the beach, throwing his ball back and forth. "I think we're going to have a great time here." "Remember, the return journey to Browns Bay Beach is 5 p.m. every weekday," said Mr. Jolly Bowler as the sand began to move under his feet. "We must go as we're behind schedule. Farewell and have a good time." Lockie the lorikeet squawked. There was a pinging sound, and then Elastic Island disappeared from view. The children looked at each other, and Jed consulted his special watch. "We still have most of the day to explore, and we can take the Elastic Island service home this afternoon. Is that a good plan?" "That is an excellent plan," said Emma, nodding happily. "Finally, we get to go somewhere safe and lovely. I have a very good feeling about this place. It'll be nice just to have a day trip and then go home." We have company," said Blong, jumping down from Emma's arms and looking eagerly at the person walking towards him. He always liked meeting new people. It was a young girl who looked about the same age as the children, with long, dark, straight hair, wearing a beautiful floral dress and a flower lei. She also had a flower in her hair. "Aloha," she said in a warm voice. "My name is Elsa, and I welcome you to Rainbow Cove. I am delighted you have come to visit our beautiful island." "It's very beautiful," said Emma enthusiastically. "Thank you," said Elsa. "I have some gifts for you." She dipped into the bag she was carrying and put a flower lei around each of their necks, including a miniature lei for Blong. "Oh, I love this," said Kiri, looking at her flower lei with appreciation. "It's gorgeous," said Emma happily. And it smells so fragrant." "I can't believe I'm wearing flowers," Ethan muttered unhappily. Jed caught Ethan's eye, looked down at his flower lei and shrugged. He planned to take his off as soon as it was polite. Blong was breathing in the fragrance of the flowers, looking particularly happy. Then he began to cough. "Oh, is your pussycat okay?" said Elsa, looking concerned. "He's fine," said Emma. "He's a special cat, and he's creating a blongogram for you." They waited for Blong to finish coughing. I say the word coughing and then I want to cough myself. Excuse me. And Emma handed Elsa the certificate. "Blongogram. I, Blong, formally thank you for your gift of this beautiful flower lei. I will wear it with pride. Signed, Blong the cat." "That's so lovely," said Elsa. "I've never seen anything like that before. How clever." "Thank you so much," said Blong, taking a deep bow. "Oh, and you speak too," said Elsa. "That's even more wonderful." "He's a very special cat," said Emma proudly. "I'm his owner." "I've adopted Emma," corrected Blong. And he began to dance around the other children, pointing at each of them as he spoke. "This is Kiri." I've pointed them out before, didn't I? So I don't need to do that now. "This is Kiri, Emma's best friend, and this is Ethan, Emma's twin brother, and this is our friend Jed." "It's so lovely to meet you all," said Elsa. "Now, please follow me and we can have refreshments together, and I can tell you about the various options for your stay." "How long do you intend to be here?" "Oh, it's just a day trip," said Emma. "Oh, a shame you can't stay overnight, but there is still plenty to do," said Elsa. She led them away from the beach, past some palm trees, and into the most picturesque small town any of them had ever seen. There were brightly coloured shops and cafes, and small houses in hues of every colour of the rainbow, beautifully vibrant colours that gleamed in the sun. The small town even made Ethan smile. The local people were friendly, the women dressed in sunny floral dresses, the men in neat white shirts and dark shorts. They called out greetings as they followed Elsa into a small cafe in an outdoor courtyard surrounded by frangipani flowers in shades of pink and white. Elsa invited them to take a menu as a waitress hovered. "Please select something to eat and drink. As a representative from our island, I'm pleased to tell you that this is complimentary." "Oh, that's very kind," said Jed, taking a menu and quickly scanning it. All the options looked delicious. "Can I have a banana smoothie and a hamburger with pineapple, please?" "I'd like a chocolate shake and a ham and cheese toasted sandwich," said Ethan. Emma raised her eyebrows. "Please," he added quickly. "What would you like, Em?" Sparkling water and a muffin, please," said Emma, finally. "Thank you so much." "Same for me," said Kiri. "Thank you." The waitress turned to Blong. "And something for the gentleman?" Blong puffed out his chest and purred. "Oh, so kind. Can I please have your best fish? No need to cook it. I'm happy to have it raw." "Very good," said the waitress as she stepped away. While they were waiting for the meal to arrive, Elsa handed them some brochures which they began to leaf through. There was plenty to do. The sea at Rainbow Cove was safe for swimming, snorkeling and kayaking, Kiri was pleased to see. Emma noted that there were plenty of places to relax in the sun and read the book she'd brought with her, All You Need to Know About Colour, which was in Kiri's backpack. Jed observed there was a tennis court, so thought he might go and enjoy a game. And Ethan noticed that as well as the boutique shops, they had some second-hand shops as well, so he could look forward to investigating what old treasures they might contain. Blong didn't mind what he did, as long as he was with Emma. Their food arrived, and Elsa gave them a brief history of the island while they ate. For centuries, people from all the countries of the world had sailed and visited, some sailors deciding to stay and marry the local people. Roygbiv Island was best known for never having had any major conflicts. It's for its peace-loving people and for its colourful habitat. "Look, there is a talent quest on the island," said Jed, showing Kiri one of the brochures. "You should enter." Kiri waved the brochure away. "Not interested," she said. Ethan took the brochure and read it carefully. "You should enter this, Kiri. The contest is held in the local town hall. We can easily find out the details so you can enter." "I'm not interested," repeated Kiri, returning to her seat so she was facing away from Ethan. "You are such a doofus," she said. "And you are so annoying," countered Ethan. "But you are also an awesome singer and you could win." "I'm going to the bathroom," said Kiri, standing up and leaving the room abruptly. What was that about? Ethan asked Emma. I was only trying to help. She's very talented, said Jed. I think she should enter. Well, she sings all the time, said Ethan, so why wouldn't she want to do it when she can win something? It's so illogical. It's a great prize, said Elsa, joining the conversation. If your friend can sing well, she should definitely enter. You could win a trip for 4 people to Alphabet Resort. I went there last holidays and it's amazing. Emma cleared her throat, and everyone turned to look at her, including Blong, with his mouth full of fish. Look, Kitty doesn't like tests or competitions. It just makes her feel under pressure. I know she's the best singer we know, but we have to respect she doesn't want to do this. Well, I'm going to keep this brochure, said Ethan, putting it in his backpack. She might change her mind. Kitty joined them back at the table, and they all pretended that they hadn't been talking about her. So, Emma, said Kitty conversationally, changing the subject to something more neutral. How much have you read of your book about colour? Is it good? It's fascinating, said Emma. I'm learning so much, and I can't wait to read more. I can't see what's interesting about a book about colour, said Ethan. Well, what's your favourite colour? And I will tell you something interesting about it, challenged Emma. Yellow, said Ethan, choosing a colour at random. Oh, I remember something you won't know about yellow, said Emma with excitement. Centuries ago, a French geologist discovered a new mineral in a Russian gold mine. He named the mineral crocoite, and that gave rise to the stunning bright yellow colour that Vincent van Gogh used in his most famous works of art. Oh, said Ethan with a shrug. That is a little bit interesting, I have to admit. I've heard of that painter, said Jed. He's really famous, isn't he? He sure is, said Emma, although over time that particular yellow changed under the light, slowly turning brown, so that's why painters don't use it anymore. Kitty reached into her backpack, took out Emma's book and opened the pages to the section about yellow. The book also says that yellow is the colour of cowards, Kitty said smugly. No way! Give me that book, said Ethan. Kitty, can I have my book, please? Said Emma, wanting to keep the peace. Kitty handed Emma all you need to know about colour, and Emma read from the pages. Yellow is a colour that is linked to gold, sunshine, reason, and optimism. See, said Ethan, it's all good stuff. Apart from being the colour for cowards, said Kitty. Oh, what can you tell me about the colour green? Interrupted Elsa. That's my favourite colour. Let me see, Emma said, turning the pages. Well, this is what it says from the introduction. Green is the colour of emeralds, jade, and growing grass. Green is the colour most commonly associated with nature, the colour of Ireland. It is also the symbol for spring and hope, but also envy. The green-eyed monster, added Ethan. Oh, I don't think envy is very good, said Elsa, but all the other things are why I like green the best. It makes me think of springtime and nature. What about red? Asked Kitty. That's my favourite colour. Emma turned the pages. Okay, well, this is from the introduction. Red is the colour of rubies, strawberries, and blood. Red is often linked to danger and sacrifice, passion and fire. It can be seen as negative, as being angry, but in many cultures it is also seen as a colour of happiness. I like it, said Kitty. Well, not the angry bit, of course. Ethan snorted, and Kitty ignored him. I like that it's a strong colour, and that it can mean happiness as well. Emma turned to Jed. What's your favourite colour? Blue, he replied without hesitation. Emma once again thumbed through the book and read from the introduction. Blue is the colour of the clear sky and the deep sea. It's a colour that many people associate with sympathy, harmony, faithfulness, friendship and confidence. It can also be seen as being blue or down in the dumps, but it can be linked with excellence, distinction and high performance. She turned to Jed. It makes sense this is your favourite colour given all the sports awards you've won. Jed shrugged his shoulders and looked a little embarrassed. What about you, Emma? What's your favourite colour? I love so many colours, but I think pink has to be my favourite, said Emma. That's such a girly colour, laughed Ethan. It wasn't always, said Emma. In the early 19th and 20th centuries, pink was reserved for boys, not girls. It was thought to be very strong and manly. It wasn't until the 1950s that pink became popular with women and girls. "Why's that?" asked Kiri. It helped that the US president's wife, Mamie Eisenhower, loved pink and wore it at every opportunity. She was so famous she made it popular. Emma paused and looked at Blong, who looked a bit confused by the conversation. "Do you have a favourite colour?" she asked. "The colour of fish," Blong announced loudly, and everyone laughed. "What is the best thing you would recommend we do here?" Kiri asked Elsa. "The one thing I would recommend you see before returning is Shimmer Waterfall. It's truly spectacular." "Ooh, how do we get there?" asked Kiri. "All the main attractions are signposted, but just head towards the hill behind the town," said Elsa. "Well, we must have a look," said Jed, scraping up the last crumbs from his plate. "And what's behind the hill? Should we visit anything there?" "The brochure says here that the middle of the island is the most beautiful," said Emma, who'd read everything thoroughly. "That we could go to meet the famous Frivels, who are purple, and the Rainbow Cove chameleons. That sounds interesting." Elsa suddenly looked flustered. Oh, that brochure is out of date. No, there's nothing there at all now. No, definitely nothing to see in the middle of the island. Oh, goodness, you'll have enough to do just around the village before you return home. Best not to go too far or you might miss your ride home," she said quickly. "Oh, is that the time? Oh, I must be going. Do enjoy your visit. All the best." Before any of the children could comment, Elsa had hurried from the cafe. "Well, that was curious," said Ethan. "I wonder what's behind the hill." "I think we should go and take a look," said Kitty, stroking her bracelet absent-mindedly. "I'm curious too," said Blong, and then burped slightly, having the grace to look embarrassed. That was very nice fish, just a little richer than I'm used to." "Well, we should definitely see the waterfall," said Emma, thinking it would be nice to relax in the sun afterwards with her new book. "But perhaps we look around the village first, and then we can head over the hill." Jed agreed it was a good plan, and after they'd finished their food, they set off with him in the lead, feeling confident and in control. Unlike their last two island visits, this time they had a plan. Chapter 4. Are you nice and comfy? Should we have Chapter 4, or are we really already at time? We're at 25 minutes past 8 already. What do you reckon, guys? Chapter 4 is probably as long as Chapter 3. Should we call it that for tonight? What do you reckon? I'll have a quick look and see. You want to see what happens? Okay, let me have a quick look here. Do you want to see some more, or shall we leave it there for tonight? Okay, you want to see some more? Fair enough. I don't blame you. It's a good book, isn't it? And remember to make comments about your favourite character or favourite part of the book, and you will go into the draw for a copy of the book. Okay, a very peculiar library. The children stepped out onto the main street, enjoying the warm sun on their faces. It was the most glorious day. Around them, people smiled in greeting, the women dressed in floral dresses, the men in shirts and shorts. Many wore leis like the ones they were wearing. Ethan started to look less worried about the fact that he was wearing flowers, looking around at everybody else. Jed was still planning to take his off at the first opportunity, but Blong was wearing his lei with pride. "Oh, I really must look inside that second-hand store," said Ethan, eyeing one of the stores with interest. "I want to organise some snorkelling equipment," said Kitty, who wanted to enjoy the clear water while they were at Rainbow Cove. "I might check out the tennis court," said Jed, still tossing his ball back and forth. "Look, a library," said Emma. "I'd love to have a look." The children looked at each other, and they were all thinking the same thing. At the last two destinations, it had been unsafe to split up because of the danger, but Rainbow Cove seemed so safe. Surely it would be okay to split up briefly. How about we all meet at the library in 10 minutes, said Jed, and everyone agreed that that was a good idea. They set off in different directions, Blong following Emma through the bright pink door of the Rainbow Cove Library. Said Emma when they stepped inside, looking around in astonishment. The Rainbow Cove Library was unlike any library Emma had ever seen before. The books stretched up high to the faraway ceiling, and there were tall ladders everywhere, with local people climbing up to select books to take out. She'd never seen books stacked so high, but that wasn't what made her gasp. The books were arranged by colour, so the entire library looked like a rainbow. "First time here?" asked a friendly voice beside Emma, and Emma turned to look at the smiling face of a woman with long dark hair. She wore big pink-framed glasses and a pink and white striped dress. She also wore a pink flower lei and held a stack of books. "Yes, it's our first time here," said Emma. "We're visiting Rainbow Cove for the day." "Oh, a warm welcome to you. I'm Lucy Mangrove, the senior librarian, and we welcome visitors coming to our island." "Your library is extraordinary," said Emma. "Why, thank you. We pride ourselves on having the best and most popular books available from all around the world," said Lucy Mangrove. "Do you have any books about fishing?" asked Blong politely. "Goodness, do you read?" said Lucy Mangrove. Blong nodded. "I mostly enjoy newspapers that people are reading. But I have a fascination with books about fishing. Can't explain why." "Well, let me take you to a fishing section," said Lucy Mangrove kindly. "I'm so impressed that you read." How do you find the books when they're all arranged by colour?" asked Emma. "I mean, usually they're arranged alphabetically, by author or title." "Oh, that's so old-fashioned," tutted Lucy Mangrove. "Of course arranging by colour is the only sensible way to organise a library." And she began walking to the part of the library that was blue, and she pointed to a section of books close to the floor. "There you go. The fishing books are naturally in the blue area on the bottom section. If you wanted books on seabirds, you'd find them at the very top of the ladder in this section. But if you wanted, let's say, books on racing cars, you'd find them in the middle area of the red books. It's all so obvious. No one ever has any problems finding a book in our library." "What about fiction?" asked Emma. "How does that work?" "So easy. They're done by how you feel when you read the book, or by their location, or other criteria. All the crime and thriller novels have black covers, as the content is so dark. Romance is pink, of course, all sweet and romantic and girly. Westerns are the colour of sand, of course. Any historical fiction older than the 1940s is grey. It's all very simple." "And the publishers know how to make their covers a particular colour so the reader can find the books?" asked Emma, still trying to get her head around the system. "Of course. All the publishers are fully on board with this amazing system we have. And if they don't get on board, we don't have their books in our library," said Lucy Mangrove. Emma and Blong exchanged a glance, both feeling as confused as each other, and then they shrugged. "Now, I must get these books back on the shelf," said Lucy Mangrove, gesturing at the books she was carrying, and without further ado, she began to climb one of the ladders energetically. "Let me know if you need any more help," she called from the top. "I'm happy to help." "I love that there is every colour of the rainbow here," said Emma, looking around happily. "Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and all the colours in between, like pink." Emma glanced at Blong, and saw he had a distressed expression on his little face. "What's the matter, Blong?" asked Emma, scooping him up. "I can't see all the colours," he wailed. "I can see blue and green, but what do you mean by red or pink? I can't see anything like that here. And what's violet?" "Violet is like purple," said Emma. "Goodness, you must be colourblind." "There's nothing wrong with my eyesight," said Blong, sounding offended. "Of course not," said Emma quickly. "But cats must have different eyesight from humans. That's all I meant." Emma walked over, selected a red book, and held it up against a selection of blue books. "Does the book I'm holding look like a different colour to the books on the shelf?" "It's blue," said Blong. "All the colours in the library are blue and green. Oh, with just a little bit of yellow over by the door we came through." Emma sighed, cuddled Blong, and then put him on the ground. "Definitely colourblind," she said to herself. "What was that?" said Blong. "Look, there's the fishing section," said Emma, changing the subject and pointing to some books. "Oh, goody," said Blong, racing forward with enthusiasm. "What an extraordinary library," Emma said to herself, as Blong selected a book. Blong selected a book about fishing. He sat on the floor and began to look through the illustrated book, stopping to look carefully at the full colour images. "What a beautiful book," he purred. "It's making me hungry even though we've just eaten." Seeing Blong was so absorbed with his book, obsessed almost, Emma walked a few steps until she was in the purple section of the library. Curiously, there was an entire section of purple books right at the top of the ladder that had stickers on them. "Restricted," said the stickers. Emma began to climb the ladder to have a closer look, but she'd only climbed halfway when she began to feel a little dizzy. She was about to carry on just because she was so curious when there was a shout from the librarian below. "Stop!" Emma looked down in confusion. "Come down immediately," said Lucy Mangrove in a stern voice. "Only librarians are allowed in the upper purple section of the library." Emma climbed down, and out of curiosity Blong came over to join her, tearing himself away from the fishing book. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise I shouldn't go there," said Emma. Her heart was hammering, and she clutched her jewel pendant. She wasn't used to being told off. "Surely you will have seen that section of our library is restricted," said Lucy Mangrove. "But why are the books restricted? What are the books about?" Emma couldn't help but ask. Lucy Mangrove looked around, adjusted her glasses, and leaned closer to Emma and Blong. "Those purple books are about the Frivels, but we really mustn't mention them any more since they've been so naughty." "You mean the blue books?" said Blong. "I was reading about the Frivels in one of the island brochures. They looked harmless in their photos. They looked cute," said Emma. Lucy Mangrove looked alarmed. "Oh, don't be fooled by their appearance. They're all about silly things, about games and all things frivolous. Don't be sucked in by their cute faces. They're destroying this island." "Destroying the island?" Kitty had just come into the library and came to stand by Emma. "What are you talking about?" Emma turned to Kitty. "Do you still have the brochures?" "Sure." Kitty rummaged through her backpack and pulled out the brochure they'd been given by Elsa. Emma pointed at the cute creature on the inside of one of them. The creature was the size of a small child, with skinny arms and legs. It had exceptionally long and skinny fingers and disproportionately large feet for its size. It had a mad shock of purple hair above an exceptionally friendly and welcoming face. The creature was entirely purple from head to toe. Lucy Mangrove gasped when she saw the brochure. "Those brochures were all supposed to have been destroyed," she hissed, and she snatched it from them. She began to rip it into little pieces. "Hey," said Kitty, "that was my brochure." "You must leave at once," said Lucy Mangrove. Before they knew it, they'd been ushered through the bright pink door. Blong looking back with regret at his open fishing book before the door was slammed behind them. "You're banned from visiting the library again," shouted Lucy Mangrove through the door. "What was that about?" Kitty asked Emma. But then she was interrupted by Jed and Ethan joining them. "How was the tennis?" Ethan asked Jed. "Oh, I don't think I'll be playing, as the venue was all boarded up and no one was around. But I had a peek through, and it was the strangest thing," said Jed, juggling his ball back and forth. Kitty noticed he was missing his flower lei. "What's that?" asked Ethan. "Well, the tennis court was pink, so bright it hurt my eyes. I've never seen anything like it," said Jed. Ethan looked thoughtful. "The second-hand store was a bit strange too. It wasn't boarded up, but half the shop was out of bounds. It was like all the colours were wrong. Things that you would expect to be red were green. Things that would usually be brown were purple. The storekeeper got really agitated when I went to have a look at that part of the store, and he actually asked me to leave. He got really worked up." "We were just thrown out too," said Emma, still in a state of disbelief, looking back at the bright pink library door. "What did Kitty do?" asked Ethan, turning to her. "I didn't do anything, doofus," said Kitty, looking offended. "No, it was me," said Emma, shrugging her shoulders and blushing when her twin turned to look at her, astonished. "I just wanted to look at some books, but the librarian got upset. Then, showing her the brochures we had, seemed to tip her over the edge, and she threw us out." "What were the books about?" asked Jed. "Frivels," said Emma. "You know, this place is almost too perfect, but there is something strange going on here, and I think it's all to do with the Frivels. But they look harmless to me from the photographs, and were only recently a key attraction of this island, according to that brochure that the librarian took from us." "And ripped up in front of us," said Kitty. "I think we should go to Shimmer Waterfall next, and then over the hill to see if we can get to the bottom of this. Banning books is never good. I know that from reading my history books. So I want to know what is behind this," said Emma. Jed looked at his special Elastic Island watch. "We've got plenty of time, so I say let's head to the waterfall now, and then we can find out how to get to the middle of the island." They all turned to Ethan, expecting him to complain, as it wasn't his idea. But instead he said, "I'm curious about this too. Something strange is definitely happening on this island. Yes, let's go now." No one noticed when Ethan gave a rather nondescript village hall a lingering look before they began to walk towards Shimmer Waterfall. He even turned back at one point with a thoughtful expression on his face. I wonder why. Well, we'll have to wait for tomorrow night to see if we can find out. Because we'll leave it there. We're up to chapter 5 now. The next chapter is called Meeting the Chameleon Family. Great, chapter 5 tomorrow night. How are you enjoying the book? It's good, isn't it? I'll hold up the cover again. Elastic Island Adventures, Rainbow Cove. Rainbow Cove is the name of book 3. That's the book we're giving away tonight. 5 copies. Just comment below with your favourite character or part of the book so far. And if you want to find out more about this book, you can find it at karenm.co.nz. Oh, and we'll give it away to New Zealanders only, okay? That's probably the easiest way to do it. If you want a copy of the ebook or to buy a copy yourself, you can find out how to do that on Karen's website. That website again, karenm.co.nz. Okay, and we'll only give it away during the live. That's the probably easiest thing to do. Okay, so Karen will tell me who the winners are tomorrow for me to announce the winners tomorrow night. I think that makes sense, doesn't it? Great. So let me have a quick look and see if there are any new comments here. Oh, Bex has made her comment already. So Chardonnay and Debbie. Emma asking lots of questions in the library about the colours of the way they're filed away. You like that part, did you? Awesome. Okay. Well, there's lots more comments there. I'll have a look later. How about on Instagram? And then I'll check YouTube. Uh-oh. Might have run out of battery on this one. Never mind, I'll be able to check Instagram later. And on YouTube, that jolly thing's closed down as well. Okay, here we go. Have you made any comments there? Let's see. Oh, Kelly, you're my best friend forever. Oh, thank you. Oh, lovely to hear from you, Jane. And Charles, great to have you here too. Hello, Lee. Hi, Lawrence. Oh, you've got your favourites. Oh, Ava's favourite is Blong. Cute wee cat, eh? Okay, fantastic. It's great. We've got some entries there. And I look forward to having you join me tomorrow night for the next chapter. How about you have a big stretch? Snuggle yourself down. You got your jammies on already? Well, snuggle back with your head on the pillow. Take a big deep breath. And I'll say, see you later, it's time to say goodbye. See you later, I've really got to fly. See you later, it's time for us to end for now. See you later, let's come back again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Goodbye, my friend. And we'll say goodnight on